All right, we are live. It's Black Power. Welcome to another episode of God's Radio. Place with knowledge. Well, this is your host, Knowledge Worldwide. We have man, the myth, the legend. We have a vetrepreneur. We have an entrepreneur. We have a financial specialist that is guiding people to financial freedom, breaking generational curses, and so much more. He is so many things to so many people. I'm honored to see this actor and this visionary come through and give us a word of encouragement and share some aspects of his journey. My brother, he is a teacher, he is a motivator, inspirer, and he uplifts everybody who comes into his path, and they are greater for it. So let me welcome to the platform for our Black Business Spotlight our brother Robert D. Jones.
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. Well and well qualified, duly and truly prepared. How
All day,
about you?
always staying in perpendicular, always. Definitely.
Oh man, I just want to take a moment to shout you out and to shout out our brother Sammy from Beach Bum Brands here, who hooked us up together. That's a tremendous brother, and he sold into me immediately, and I sold into him immediately in regards to collaboration, sponsoring platform. So definitely thankful for him making this connection with you. And you know, I did a little searching around to see what I could see, and I said, "Oh man, me and brother Robert got some things to talk about immediately."
I hear you. I hear you. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And shout out to Sammy also from Beach Bum Brand. I'm telling you, his drinks ain't no joke at all. At all.
That's what I'm talking about. So for you, can you kind of give us like a little background of what got you started in this particular lane that you're in? After coming from military service, and thank you for your service as well.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Well, it actually started 25 years ago. Actually, even further than that. I always wanted to be in the entertainment industry for the longest, and I come from a family full of entertainers out of the Tennessee area, particularly the Henderson, Tennessee area. We call it Simple City, Tennessee. It's where my parents currently live now. I did 24 years in the service. I'm a war veteran. Truly enjoyed that. That was something I would do over and over again. I've seen a lot of things that I wouldn't wish upon anybody. But you know what? It's all in the cost of freedom as we have here in the United States. Once I retired, truly retired. I want to pursue my career, my second life in the entertainment industry. Um, I've always been told, you need to be a comedian or you need to be an actor. And in my mind, I'm like, I know too, but I need to finish up my military side and do that to the utmost fullest before I come, move out to Los Angeles like I did to pursue acting. It's been a great honor and privilege to go through the journey. It is not an easy task, but you know what? I take on those challenges. I've been doing this for 7 years, going on 8 years. I started out in the New Orleans, Louisiana area, the Hollywood South before Atlanta became the Hollywood South. Started out with G.I. Joe 2, Retaliation, then moved on from there from the Butler to doing films now. The last one I was on was How to Get Away with Murder with Viola Davis. That was absolutely amazing to see her and Cicely Tyson to work in front of them was an amazing adventure for me. So that's what brought me out to Los Angeles, and I'm not leaving Los Angeles. I got to make this happen.
Hold up, you was on that series How to Get Away with Murder?
Yes, I was. I was in the very last two episodes of the last series of How to Get Away with Murder. That's when Viola Davis was at her best. I mean, it's one thing to see it
Wow.
off camera when you right there to see it face to face. It's a
Yes,
totally different vibe. Yes, it really is.
man, that series was epic. The writing was amazing, and they did an amazing pivot because I know there was supposed to be another season, and then they decided in the end that was going to be the final season, to
Yes,
write everything in the way that it was, and went from leaving more to ending on like a highest gracious kind of note. You know what I mean? Like, because
exactly.
that series has some serious twists and turns in that joint. You understand what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Drive you
So
crazy.
yes, yes, yes. And then the conjoining of with Olivia's character coming in for that Supreme Court situation, you know, those two coming together, and then to see Sister Tyson, you know, she just had a birthday, you know,
Exactly.
not too long ago. For her to go with so much grace and so much elegance, and just to to hit the scene and you know be everything, you know, uh,
Exactly.
wow, wow, my bad. I know I kind of went over there, but that was like, whoo, like you just said, hey, like, and if you missed the series, you wouldn't even know, but if you saw it, you know, you were kind of on your heels with every step of the way that was there.
Exactly.
So for you to
And let
be
me
a
tell you,
part of that cast,
and let me tell you, Miss Cicely Tyson, when she walks in the room, you know it. Period. When she walks in the room gets silent. That's command right there. That's somebody who has put in work so much. You know, she's walking. She has 8 people around her at all times. Like she's on it. So it was an honor and privilege to even to be around her to see her perform. So yeah, it's been a wonderful journey since I've been out here.
Tyler Perry recalled an incident from one of the films. I can't recall the name of the film, but I'm one of those guys that want to listen to behind the scenes, you know, hence, you know, the platform, people sharing their stories. He said that Cicely Tyson and Maya Angelou were on the scene. And they said it was like 4 hours where they had shut down. They weren't shooting any part of the film. They were just listening to them two go back and forth, just sharing history. You know, like the same way we would be shooting the job. Like that was 4 hours. They said nobody moved. Nobody on the film crew. Nobody that was a part of that production moved. They were glued to that, you know, space. And if you go back there and remember, like poetic justice, just for instance, Maya Angelou, Rose, you know, Blair. You know, her and Sister Tyson together in the same scenes. That captivating energy from so many, you know, times that grabs you and pulls you in. Like, okay, mother, speak to me. Tell me what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? That kind of love for you to be present, just there to see that energy, you know, to have it, you know, come around again. You know,
Exactly, exactly, and just to know that you're able to be in that space was just a privilege. I just leave it like that. It'll be that space of privilege. One thing that hit me the most is usually whenever some actors who are getting into the industry that see somebody that high caliber, they get starstruck and they go ask for autograph and and things of that nature. One thing that was great about mine that just really just blew me away. So I'm in the right place. Is we just finished up with one scene. I was sitting outside, and I was going through my phone, talking to my queen, and Miss Viola Davis comes up to me and she's finished her set. She's like, Do you want to take a picture with me?" And I'm looking
mm,
around like she's talking to me. So the natural the natural me came out. I'm like I'm like, heck yeah, I want to take a picture with you. So it's usually the other way around. But when she asked me that, she just told me you're in the right place, the right time. I can see what you got in you, and just keep pushing. Man, you got a Oscar winning
right.
Emmy. You have somebody at that caliber tell you something like that. That does something to your mind. So yes, it was a great experience, man.
And her versatility over her acting career, so many roles and so much credence, and a lot of the stances that she took as as a black woman. You know what I mean? Like not really going for the film fam. Like if you saw Will Smith with the original Aunt Viv, to come from a spot, her, Sister Tyson, and women like that, all it took was for somebody to say you're difficult to work with. you're done. You can see that in the industry. You can see that with a Nia Long. You can see that with Vivica Fox and things like that. You know, to get typecast in a certain kind of way, and that's the end of it. Nobody knows what happened. They just don't see you. You see what I'm saying? You don't, you only see what's coming or whatever, and to be able to, kind of navigate through them treacherous waters and still be vibrant, still be fresh, and still be preparing for whatever is called or asked for. I think that's very, very phenomenal. And I've seen some range in your versatility as well. As an actor, from one role to the next. You see what I'm saying? I have no idea how and what I'll see you in next. You understand? I just know that you're capable. You have that versatility to be able to do it. However I saw you and whatever I saw you doing, I was like, my brother got it. You understand what I'm saying? My
Exactly.
brother got it. So whether it was how was it for you, and how adaptable had you had to be, in your role, thus far, and are there any roles that you can, you know, kind of point at and say, okay, defining moment, defining moment, defining.
Yes, yes. There's several roles I can find myself in. I just want to let you know that your audio was coming a little bit choppy. I don't know if you could hear that, but it came just a little bit choppy. But I understand what you're saying. The roles I see myself in, I've always wanted to be in thrillers. I always want to see myself in dramatic roles. Even though I like to laugh, I like to joke, I like to have fun, but those are the type of roles I like to be in altogether. That's what really makes it fun for me. Um, Recently, I just did a film in New Orleans called Frank to Love 3. It's a web series. I'm proud of the body of work that goes into it. And I play a deranged young man named Justin who's trying to win over his best friend's girlfriend. It's crazy because you have people that's actually out there like that. So it goes from this guy this guy that's on point with his friend, but he decides that he wants to do, his friend is neglecting his girlfriend, so he decided he wants to move in and show her what a quote unquote real man is all about. But
Mm.
it turns out that he was deranged more than anything else. He had this crazy way of doing things. The trailer literally just came out today, and the film itself will be out in January. So that's the type of work, or a SWAT team, or a SEAL team. Since I'm military, I can relate to those type of deals. But I'm always up for a challenge. Comedy. A lot of people don't realize comedy is hard. It is not easy whatsoever. You have to be on point with comedy. I did one time. I did stand up one time, and and it went perfectly well. But that doesn't mean it will happen again the next time around. So you have to always be on point with comedies. But I love what I do. But yes, I see myself in more dramatic or thriller roles type roles.
I love it. Is the connection better now?
It's a whole lot better, loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that versatility is there. The timing is there, and that ability to be like Magic Johnson on the court. They said Magic Johnson could play all five positions, anywhere on the court. And I could see that from the versatility of you as an actor. I think it translates well to your military service, and it translates well, you know, in the other aspects of your life, as an entrepreneur, as a entrepreneur, and as, one who is helping, people all over the planet, reach and maintain their state of wellness, from a financial standpoint and much. So that kind of adaptability, you know, um, you spoke about walking into your new life. You know, Many veterans kind of struggle with that aspect and piece with the military having such a very, very, very impactful and inclusive type of aspect in their life. you know were you able to make the transition so quickly, and what kind of advice could you give to those who may watch this, that are in the transition or about to make the transition?
Well, that's actually an amazing, great question. It is for any veteran. It's not easy. Anybody that's transitioned from military to the civilian life, it really is not easy. You had a concept that you've been used to for so many years. Mine was 24 years. I spent 1 year of my childhood and 23 years of my adult life in a military platform, right? So it's always a structure. And then when you're released from that, you're trying to transition to the civilian life, and things a little bit, I mean, actually a whole lot different than what you're used to. Some can handle it, some cannot. You always have to have a game plan before you get out. All right, you have to have that game plan before you get out. For my idea, when I retired from the military, I was retiring. Period. I was retiring. Period. I did not want to work a 9 to 5 job. Nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 job because it definitely pays the bills. But in order for me to be in the acting world, I had to have something that will make sure that I'll have time freedom and financial freedom. All right. So 7 years or 4 years before I got out the military, that's why I was stationed in Gulfport, Mississippi, with the Baton Rouge recruiting station for the United States Army. And I started, one of my soldiers walked up to me and said, "Listen, they have acting going on down in New Orleans. I know you can fit, Sarge. I know you can do this, right? So you need to try it out." And I was already wanting to do that. So I started there. But there's one thing: you need time freedom and you need financial freedom. So that's why I got into the home-based business aspect. All right. You got to find out what home-based business works for you. And I finally found one that works for me. See, I served my country for 24 years, but I want to continue on serving people in a different aspect. And what better way to do that? Did I say you can't have health without wealth, and you can't have wealth without health? You can have either one, but it won't only last for so long. So I got into the financial world where dealing with credit. Everything revolves around credit. It doesn't matter what race, creed, or color, sexual preference. It doesn't matter what you believe in, who you don't believe in, political standpoint. We all are judged by that three numbers that just decide if you're worthy or not, regardless. If you want to own something, you want to own a house, you want to own a car, it doesn't matter. Own property, even having not to pay down payment for rent or not paying down payment for electricity. Prime example, one reason why I got into it is because my credit wasn't looking so good. It wasn't looking so hot whatsoever. When I moved out to Los Angeles, documented. Now, the rent here is already high as it is, all right? The place I was renting out was $2,400 a month. I had to pay a down payment of $2,400 also. So you're talking about $4,500, $4,600 worth of money that I had to pull up front just so I can move to Los Angeles. I say, okay, that's a big no-no. You get what I mean? Because that is cutting into anything I can use for, money I can use for other things. When you pay for the electricity, a down payment $250 here or $300 there, that stuff starts adding up. So I knew that I had to get my financial health back in order. So I got linked with this company that's been around for 15 years. All right. And with that company, they had deleted over millions worth of the negative and derogatory items off of people's credit. So I wanted to give them a try to see how it worked. I was a customer first. So when I first started out, I was in the low 500s, and then my credit score with them within a 4-month time period jumped over 187 points. I was done. I was in. And I said, well, if I can do this, if I can have for me, I can help other people. I can make money at home and still do acting and have that time freedom. So that's the reason why I got into. So a lot of people sleep on the home-based business market in the first place. You have the NFL. NFL makes over $9 billion plus annually. You're talking the music industry, $80 billion annually. You can add them all up, and it still doesn't touch the network marketing industry. We're talking about over $181+ billion a year just from somebody sitting at home. You're gonna be a rock star. You're gonna be a multimillionaire, be at home, and nobody knows your name. So I know for a fact that it helped me to continue on where I don't even have to touch my retirement check. All I have to do is worry about the home-based business, and that's why I got into that. And that's what helped me also to convert with civilians, because I had to work with a lot of civilians in that industry, and that helped me transition mentally also once I got out.
So you did some precursory work and you took key to an opportunity that presented you the opportunity to grow, in spite of you still being attached to those demands from that recruiting trail.
Exactly, exactly. That's a high demand. Trust me,
Whew.
high.
Yes. But that is as close as you could possibly be to the civilian sector and not be a civilian and having to deal with multiple networks at one time, dealing with youth, dealing with families, discussing expectations and making something that, you know, is exclusive, inclusive in word and in deed. You have to translate, language that is industry specific to the general public and their families. So it's not like you could be dealing with anybody who's a guardian. You could be dealing with someone's grandfather or grandmother,
Exactly.
or their older sister or foster parent or whatever the case may be along this pathway to show them benefit in something that may be an unknown to them completely, you know. So I think when I was talking about that adaptability skill, you possessed it long before and you walked into an opportunity to be able to play a role other than the role that you were already playing. So you existed simultaneously in a few different worlds at one time and you were still getting paid. You were still getting paid while experimenting,
Exactly,
you
exactly,
know.
exactly. And the good thing about it, yes, I started early, and that mattered. So when I got out, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. That's it's a gift that keeps on giving, regardless. Everybody is tied to that 3-digit number. That's your adult report card. All right, that's your
Right.
adult report card. People talk about advancement. Hey, look, let's talk about this platform. Let's be very, very real about it. People talk about advancement, moving forward, starting businesses. Starting business, starting nonprofit organizations. Guess what they're going to talk about? Even if you even going for a new job, they're going to ask you what your credit score is. They're going to run your credit. So if you have an opportunity to change those 3-digit numbers to a higher to a higher level, you can change your family's outlook. You go from generation debt to generation wealth. Now, I found a platform where not only you can do that, but you can make money at the same time doing it also. All right, that was the kick. I said, look, I can do this, help myself and help others at the same time, bless others at the same time, because the more blessing that you are, the more blessing that you get back. And that's why I was hooked. And now being in, and to be attached to multimillionaires, to be attached to 6-figure earners, people that, people, especially, no offense to anybody, but, seeing people that look like me, that's doing very well when we was
Right.
224 years back on trying to catch up to all the things that happened in the past. That makes me feel really, real good. Credit's not going anywhere. If you want to have a substance, or you want to have a product, or you want to have a service that's going to last, it's not not a fad. It's not going to come in or come out, and next thing you know, oh, what happened to that business? It's gone because of this. No, you have credit. Credit's not going anywhere. Period. Period. Just like the fact that we're going from paper currency to digital currency, right? It's a transition of times. But no matter what changes around us, it's always going to have those 3-digit numbers that's going to be there. No matter how good of a person you are, you can be a saint. You can have no criminal record, but if your credit score is garbage, and to be very blunt about it, they're going to look at you like you're garbage. All right, that's like going to
Right.
a dealership with a 400 credit score, talking about you want a 2021 Dodge, Dodge Ram, or you want a Cadillac. They're going to escort you out of there. All right. I mean, Porsche will look at you to run your credit before you think about it. They'll look at you first of all before they even look at your credit. So that's why it's very important. And my deal is I'm have something big going on in 2021. Big, very big going on, right? And I got a smile on my face for a reason. I have an opportunity to change people's lives even more so, and of course, and mine at the same time. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those who are very serious about owning their own business or launching their own business and having a strong platform to be around it. And again, with that happening, guess what I'm still benefit from? The opportunity to continue on to act, to do something else I love. So
Right.
you gotta do something that you love in this life. You're not promised the next day. I've lost over 6 loved ones for this pandemic this year. One just recently as last week. All right. So you're not promised the next day. So what are you gonna do to leave your legacy behind? Because you can't transfer your job to your children. You can, hey, as soon as you fired, as soon as you leave, they're replacing you. So
Right.
it makes sense to have a home-based business, something you can pass down to your children for generation to generation to generation. That's where it's at. That's what the real business is about. All right, not the gold chains and the the nice fancy car. You got to have something of value, but it all starts with what? The 3-digit number. We have a saying: cash is king, but credit is power.
Mm. That's right. That's right. So if people wanted more information about this opportunity, where did it go? How did they go about it? And whether they're a customer or a customer or someone interested in joining the business and getting a home-based business for themselves.
Well, I made it real easy. In the military, they call me Big Sarge, right? So, hey, I don't know. I used to be this big, but sometimes I got a little bit this big, right, in the front. But I lost that weight. I lost that weight through another company I'm part of. All right, but one thing they can find me is called www.winwithsarge.com. That's www.winwithsarge.com. You can, of course, find me on Instagram as the real _ Robert D Jones, and on Facebook, I have 2 accounts. If you're looking for my actor's account, is Robert Dion on Facebook. And last but not least, my actor's page is www.robertdion.com. And I would be more than happy to work with anybody. I'm surrounded. Let's say you are who you're surrounded by. If you're
Yeah.
surrounded by 5 people who are not doing nothing in life, you're gonna be the 6th person. If you're surrounded by multimillionaires, you'll be the next one. So guess what? I am surrounded by multimillionaires and 6-figure earners, and I know that I'll be the first millionaire in my family. That's what I'm working on.
How did you meet this aspiring multimillionaire right here, Samuel, CEO of Beach Bum Brands?
Hey, you know how we met? Because Mr. Samuel, Mr. Beach Bum Brand CEO himself, live in the exact same community. Now we're neighbors, literally. We're neighbors.
Mm.
And I saw that he's somebody who again understands the power of having your own business. Just like my queen, she has her own business, right? So I saw that he had the power of having his own business, right? So that's how we linked together. I I bought his product. I didn't ask for a discount. I asked, I just asked, how much is it? Pay for the product. And I was calling him after I opened that bottle and tried it. I was calling him maybe 10 minutes later and said, man, I said, the devil's a lie. I'm not messing with this. I'm not messing with you anymore. I'm not messing with you anymore. I'm not a drinker like that. But guess what? He just reassured me. I'm not a drinker like that. Yeah, I'm telling you, no joke. And even my like I said, I'm always surrounding myself with people who are doing great business. Like my queen, she has her own delicatessen, right? Where you have chocolate covered strawberries, pretzels, the whole 9 yards. It's called Liana Treatenberries. www.lianatreatenberry.com. That's LIANA. Again, it's all about ownership. So again, if somebody wants to get in that realm, they want to get in the financial world, reach out to me, and I'll be able to take care of them. You gotta be your self promoter. You gotta be excited about what you do, and trust
Right.
me, I'm excited about what I
Right.
do.
Rob said he stepped out on that porch like quick from Harlem Nights and let out that laugh. And then he got bopped by Della Reese.
exactly what happened. In the cold, it's cold up here we're, uh, we're in Los Angeles, but it's cold over where we at. And I'm like, I'm kind of cold, feeling warm. I said, nope, he trying to get me killed. I said, I ain't mess with him no more.
Yeah, watch out quick. You messing with a heavyweight.
I learned my lesson the hard way. Trust me.
I love it. I love it. It sounds like you already living a noteworthy life. You know, I could hear motivational speaking in your future, and I could hear, if not already, if that's not something that you're doing already, in addition to everything else that you're doing, I can hear motivational speaking and also an author. Do you have any aspirations, or had you ever considered that? And
Yes, I have. I'm a true believer that every person is born with a gift. Every person is been born with something that has a talent within them, born and bred. And I feel that if you don't give the world your talent, you're being selfish. All right, you're being selfish. If you have a chance to change somebody's life, you're being selfish for the positive at the positive, right? For the positive. So for me, in my aspect, yes, I want to be a motivational speaker. And guess what? All it takes for me going on live more. That's it. It just that simple. It starts from there. You know, I remember Eric Thomas. You know, thank God it's Monday and he's doing this. I remember when he first started out, and nobody knew who he was. But guess what? Persistence and being consistent. Not everybody know who he is. The number one motivational speaker in the world. So yes, I definitely want to do something like that. And writing a book that has definitely crossed my mind. I've already written a film series along with Lima Films out of Tampa, Florida. So yeah, writing a book that's in my near future. I definitely want people to know my journey because it's not easy. It definitely want an easy life. You know, definitely want an easy life. But one thing about it is I can always count on. I will always push through. When people doubt me, that's when they wrong. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm going to do it legally, of course. Hey, legally, of course, but I'm going to do it. I'm definitely going to do it. I'm going to make it happen because the simple fact is, as you know, many dreams and aspirations can be found at the graveyard. People go to the graveyard with many inventions, many ways to leave a legacy behind, right? But some don't do that. I can't be one of them. I want to go when it's my time to go. I want to go empty. I want to give my all. I want to give everything. I want people to remember who I am in a positive way. So yes, that's another reason why I'm in film, because film you can live forever. So you can live forever in film, like you're doing right now. You can live forever. You know, knowledge born out. You can live forever. They can always go to YouTube and find you on here, right? So that's why I like about that. So why not spread the word and spread your talents out to everybody else?
yeah, I got about 2,000 episodes or more for them to go check out on here. You know, they'll be busy.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey,
They'll be busy.
keep at it. Keep at it. I had a friend that came out here to Los Angeles. He has a show just like yourself, right? And again, nobody knew who he was at all. Being persistent and consistent, his name is out there now. When you see his shows now, you recognize the people on his show. You know, luckily I was one of them, but luckily I was one of them. But you recognize other people more so than myself. You know, so that's all it takes is keep on grinding. That's it.
Samuel.
Oh, I see. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And it's a pleasure being on this platform. And again, many blessings to your platform, brother.
It's an opportunity that's here, that is long sought. You know, our creator and our ancestors put it in my path directly. I tried to shrug around it. I tried to, shake it off and everything. I even took a break, 9 months, took a break and came back. I was on another platform helping another brother promote a tour that he had going on. And someone called into that platform. It's like, yo, Knowledge, man, what happened to the show? Because you never think about you know what you're thinking about until you're thinking about what you're thinking about. And I was just over there solely based for the brother, and the platform, the brothers and sisters on the platform allowed me on the platform because of the platform, that I had. And I'm over with this brother, and we're promoting this tour to Kemet, and somebody was like, "Yo, what's up with the show, man? Like, when you gonna bring the show back?" And hearken and thought and said, "Okay, this is a sign to make the research." And then from being strictly audio to audio visual, you know and been back audio visual for about a year, from December to December. And the opportunities that came with this pivot, you know with this pandemic and things like that happened. There were opportunities that present themselves, and because I was in that space, to be open to receive them, place myself in the proper position to receive them. You understand what I'm saying? I did so, you know. Yeah, I did so. You understand what I'm saying? On those points of fellowship. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a great opportunity to be able to, be raised up in that way. So, I agree with you wholeheartedly. When I came back, it was December. It was like 600 people, 600 subscribers or something like that.
Yeah.
It's almost five times that amount from December to December. And, just being intentional and being persistent and consistent, and, learning things along the way. You know, Still a lot more to learn, but the partnerships and the relationships, because that's the next question I wanted to talk to you about. Like, keeping those relationships, solid and true. How important is that, in as an entrepreneur in those lines of work that you're in, as an actor, as a financial literacy coach, and so many of those other aspects.
Well, I can say this as one of my great business partners and brothers. I call him my brother. Been knowing him for well over 10 years. As he said, his name is Mr. Ray Alessio, right? He's out of Miami, Florida. And one thing he told me, he said, you never burn bridges. In business, be careful about burning bridges. You always want to have that network, no matter what. So that's why I practice that. I practiced it for the longest, and luckily, I knew that being in the military, you just don't burn those bridges because you never know when you have to cross that same bridge again. People make the
Right.
mistake of putting their feelings into business. All right, you can get your feelings hurt being in business. Right, if you worry about what everybody else is doing and not worry about what you're doing, you're gonna have some hurt feelings. Some tears gonna roll down your eyes. Worried about everybody else, getting upset with them, getting jealous and envy and hate. That has to be out because you got to focus on your lane. But on your lane, there has to be those stops on the way, right? There's got those express lanes, right? So you got those express lanes could be those partnerships and business partners that you joined with in the past, and the ones you'll meet in the future, because it's all about networking. That's the whole idea. So you got to be careful of how you carry yourself in any light, because once you carry that way, just like they say, the word in the street spreads. It happens the same way in the business world. It happened the exact same way in the business world. And guess what? It's the same way in the acting world. You do one thing, you do one thing wrong on one set, it can spread out through the whole entire, you know, la la land, Hollywood. And that's why you won't get any work anymore, because if you walk off a set, guess what? You're blacklisted and nobody wants to work with you. If you do certain things, the harassment part toward a young lady, or vice versa, or a young lady toward a young man, that can end your career. So you got to be careful of how you carry yourself, how you walk, how you talk. Nobody wants to follow you if you sound like you don't know what you're talking about. If intelligence is not in your vocabulary, you got to be careful who you attach yourself to. So that's why I say yes, it does matter. It really does matter how you walk and how you carry yourself.
That's what I'm talking about. So now the last question that we'll get a chance to talk about, in regards to balance and self care. How do you find balance in everything that you have going on, and how important is balance and self care, in your life?
balance and self-care is everything in my life. Unfortunately, unfortunately for me, unfortunately, I have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder from war. All right, I'm one of those that used to wake up in the middle of the night, cold sweats, or can't have his back to a window, or can't have it back to a door, paranoia. I
Right.
can do the whole 9 yards. Hey, they say
Right.
take this medicine here, take that medicine here. Okay, listen. A lot of people get so wound up in their business they don't take care of their health, and then they end up. Matter of fact, speaking of so myself and Mr. Alercio himself was in the business in the past, and the CEO was quite rich, quite well off, but he didn't take care of his health. He had wealth, but he didn't take care of his health, and he didn't last
Mm,
long. He passed away, and guess what happened to his business? It failed. It crumbled. Right.
mm,
So you got to have a balance of both. So and I try to experiment myself. I stopped doing the healthy thing just to see how my body react. And guess what? I started getting on a low, on a low, on a low, on a low. So I said, you know what? I had to take time out. You got to work out. You got to meditate. You got those got to be in a part of your business cycle every single day. No matter how you do it, you got to do it. You got to eat healthy. You got to eat right. Dr. Sabi, that's a whole different subject, right? That's a whole different subject. But you already know I'm not going to go there. But there's a whole different subject. I started listening to those who want to help you have a healthy life, and guess
right.
what? And fortunately for myself, I started listening to those people. And I said I got to have a balance of both of them. So I make sure that like myself also. I take CBD oil. I'm in the CBD industry also. All right. I'm
Mm,
in holistic health also. That has helped me out tremendously to control my PTSD, along with working out, along with meditating, along with being around positive energy. All right.
right.
And it has to be what to work right into my business, have my business to work well. So it has to be a yin yang of both. All right. It has to be yin yang of health and wealth circling each other. So yes, that's very important.
Okay. I appreciate it. So as we close, give us a final message, a parting word, and including there one of the biggest lessons learned from 2020, and kind of if you could share a little bit what we could have to look forward to from Robert D. Jones in 2021.
Got it. What I've learned in 2020 is you can decide to be a sheep or you can decide
Hmm,
to be a wolf.
hmm,
And what I mean by that is this: you can be a sheep and fold and say, "There's nothing I can do," and I just give in. I can hurt myself, or I can hurt others, or I can rob, steal, and whatever case may be, because I just given up because of this pandemic. I've lost my job, so I'm just gonna give up. I gave up on my wild, my family. Or you can find the positive in the pandemic. Find a way. There's so many people who have lost their jobs in this industry. I mean, and during this time period because of the pandemic, there's so many people who have lost their livelihood, lost families, the whole nine yards. What are you going to do? Because I'm a spiritual person. So you're not going to be given too much that you can't handle. So what are you going to do to make it work for you? All right. I decided not to fold. That's why I learned. You can always find a way not to fold and make it through anything. The pandemic, I say, is like a mountain. A mountain is done growing. It's not going to keep growing. It's a stationary. It's a blockage in your way. But you have a faith of a mustard seed, this small. It keeps growing and growing and growing. It can grow around your problems. It can go through your problems or over your problems, as long as you get through. So you got to have that type of faith. And so for me, I know that 2021, see, the year 2020, I feel like is the year of the year of knowledge, the year of thought, the year of survival. The year 2021 is the year of progression. Find a way to progress in this pandemic. People have adapted their lives. I'm sorry, 2020 is the year of adaptation. Adaptation. That's what I wanted to say. 2020 is the year of adaptation. The year 2021 is the year of manifestation. All right. So I plan to manifest. My idea is this. Before 2021 ends, y'all will know me on a larger platform as far as the acting concerned. I'm pushing harder for that. That is one thing I'm definitely gonna be focusing on. The year 2021, I will help others to become six-figure earners, along with help others become multimillionaires, because that's exactly where I want to head to. And the only way I can handle that if I make sure I help others to do the same. All right. If it's not now, then when? If it's not this, then what? That's the type of mindset you got to have. So that's why I wanted to give to others. Is the fact is you are in control of your destiny, nobody else. So find things and find ways to to exploit your talents and your gifts to be a blessing to others, and then you'll be blessed.
All right. Thank you for that message, and let people know where to find you again via social media. Anybody who's looking out there to book you or to take it, leverage your services, your products, or your talent,
I'm
let them
definitely
know how to reach you. And any acknowledgement, shout outs
got
also
it. Well,
that you want
I'll
to
do the acknowledgments and shout outs. I want to definitely give another shout out to Mr. Ray Alercio, Mr. Alfred Nixon, who ones who gave me the opportunity to show my talents within the financial world. I want to give a shout out to my queen, Liana, and her business, which is www.lianatreatenberry.com. I had to do it, man. Treatenberry.com. Also to my father, my mother. I just talked to him today. Robin Thelma Jones out of Tennessee. My father's a minister in the Marine. My mother is an executive at ABC 7 News. My brothers, Michael and Jeremy. Michael's a psychiatrist, Dr. Michael Jones at that, out of Arkansas. My youngest brother, who's working on his doctorate degree right now, and he's within the government services. Again, my website, we can find me as far as the financial world is www.winwithsarge.com. That's SARGE. My acting is www.robertdeon, that's DEON.com. Again, my email address is masteryvision365 at gmail.com. That's masteryvision365 at gmail.com. And I'm all about being a blessing to others. And I hope that everybody tonight got something out of this that can help them manifest in 2021. Again, thank you for having me on your platform. And I say, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. You putting the links in the bio. I really appreciate that.
All right, so y'all check them out. Let's win, okay? So some of us then got accustomed to losing. You know what I'm saying? Losing so long, don't know when we see a win in front of us. So let's win with Sarge. Go to winwithsarge.com. Leverage his products, his services, his talents, his gifts. He's in the spirit of service. So let's support this service member in his endeavors to fortify himself and his family and their dreams, their visions, and their goals. And let's fortify ourselves along the way with the same energy, with the same tenacity, with that same intestinal fortitude and strength that's allowed our brother to be a success model and to open the way for others to realize their talents and gifts and strengths. And you're welcome back here anytime. You have to bring the queen through also. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a family affair. You understand? So we can allow her a platform and a space to leverage her gifts, her talents, and to share her story as well. You see what I'm saying? So
I like it.
definitely
I
think that.
definitely do that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. That's a blessing.
We fam, okay?
Oh
We
yes,
fam.
definitely. Third from the east, baby. It's third from the east. All right.
Well, thank you for your time and your jewels that you dropped.
No doubt, no doubt.
Okay.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of your night, brother.
Yes, you too. Thank you. And salute.
Good. All right, family, we out of here. Shout out to CEO Robert D Jones, man. Make sure you follow him and see what's going on. Leverage those products, those services, and those gifts. And if you're out there and you want an opportunity to step into the spotlight, to broadcast your talents, your gifts, and your skills, you can do so by emailing me at doknowledgeradio@gmail.com or follow the show on Instagram at knowledge1alive357 on Instagram, or Do the Knowledge Radio on Instagram. And let's get you into the spotlight. Shout out to our sponsor, Samuel, CEO of Beach Bum Brands. Hashtag, follow that great hashtag, Bumming It Life. Okay. BUMNITLYFE. Follow that hashtag. And we got some more in store for you. So for now, peace, love, black power, and we are out of here. Peace.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them that in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get back to the gritty.
And that motive is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.